Hi, I'm Janae Creates. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget your pencil or any drawing utensils. Let's draw together. In this week's video, we're going to be learning how to draw women. Yes. Also, anatomy of women, kind of broken down, but not as broken down as like big artists do, like with boxes and crazy scary perspective. We're not doing that here. We're going to just break it down for my little beginners, and we're going to focus on that. There is no finished illustration in the end, but there is like a sketch or multiple sketches. I do end up drawing a lot, so it isn't just like me talking the whole time. I do end up drawing quite a bit, just not a full finished illustration with like lighting and stuff, because that's not really the point of the video here, so I don't really get why I would do that. But we are doing some body sketches and how I break down the body or girl body. But yeah, this is the most terrifying part of an artist, or being an artist, is pretty much trying to do poses and make them dynamic and making them look a-okay. So let's get started. Okay, so we're starting out with just a full body, just like summary. So girls do have muscle, but not as much muscle mass as men, which my next video will not be, unless you want it to be a male tutorial. I'm not very great at, guys, but we'll figure that out. But the way I break down the female body is very simple. I do like a trapezoid for the shoulders and the upper part of the torso, and then down more of like a cylinder kind of thing. And then I do like a triangle for the pelvis, and then some beans for the legs, and beans for the, pretty much beans for everything. Yeah. And the hands are more of like a rectangle. So here I wanted to explain a simple rundown that usually about 8 heads tall, the torso is about 3 heads tall, and the lower body is about 3 heads tall, and the head and head are 2 heads, you know? I do go over hair and eyes and all that stuff. The breasts are more like triangles, like I was trying to write there, but the pelvis more of a triangle as well. Bean shape. I think that's pretty much it. Let's move on. So now let's start with the very important, well, it's as important, every other part is important, but the head. The head I usually break down pretty simple. I do not break it down with so many lines, because I feel like those guidelines are pretty inconvenient. Honestly, I haven't really learned much from those lines. So first, I usually start off with a circle, and then I make a hairline, and then I cut the face in like a quarter thing, and then I move on to the eyes. The eyes are more ovally of a shape, I think, or I usually draw the top and the bottom half of the eyes. This is really slow. I might have to speed it up, guys. But I usually, with the eyes are really simple. I usually just do the upper lid and the lower lid. The lower lid is more of like a arrow kind of thing. The nose is more of a triangle. I always think of the nose as a triangle. I always break it down like a triangle, or like a pyramid, or like a right angle, like those triangles on the side that I'm drawing right there. It's very slow. I am going to speed this up soon. But the eyes, I always have the top being very curved, like I have a curvature. Eyebrows of a girl, I don't really have much to say. I just draw them. The eyebrows, I usually go on a thinner side, so you'll see me erase them. Eyelashes, a lot of people do stylized eyelashes. I like to make my eyelashes super sharp and have more of a flicking motion, and then my bottom eyelash is very dull, or really like not sharp at all, like really like lines. You could tell they were made by a line kind of thing. Here I am drawing an example of an eyebrow on the side. I like to make my eyebrows relatively thinner, so I can make more expression. The lips are pretty simple. I just do like a shaded top and a bottom and then a line usually. But yeah, and then I do those little like expression things. I don't know if I end up doing it. I did, but now let's move on to the really fun part, hair. Hair is many different textures. I'm not going to do much on this, but those are the hair textures I end up drawing the most. And here I am drawing her with some of those hair textures. Straight hair or like having a wavy like curvature, I usually have like a little flick on the end of each. I also have like a cowlick every time whenever I draw to know where the hair is coming out of. Next is curly or like really wavy curly kind of thing. This is my favorite type of hair to draw, honestly, because it's so fun. But of course I did have a cowlick. I'm always going to have a cowlick. And then here, ignore this. I think I might, no, I don't think I do end up, no. This is curly, I think. I don't know. No, this one is my wavy but flicking up kind of motion hair. More of a wolf cut or whatever. But yeah, and now sorry guys. Next is really curly hair. I do a ponytail because I didn't want to feel like drawing a lot more hair. But you do like a swoosh and a swoop kind of motion for curly hair. But yeah, so I am going to go back to this, is that the hair has many different flows, different textures. It's always going to be that way. I would make another video on hair, but we would be here forever, and I like to keep my videos about 20 minutes long. So on to the torso. Now this is another really hard, this is probably one of the hardest things to do as an artist, to do a profile. I don't know why I struggle so hard doing this. I'm not sure if I should give advice this way, but the way I do it is do a circle, and then I do a triangle, and then I do another triangle for the nose, and then I do a triangle for the eyes. I do a lot of shapes. I really break down the body in shapes. The ears, I forgot to talk about the ears. They're more of an oval always usually, or like more of a diamond shape. Now moving on to the more of the upper body of the torso. I usually break the torso down, like if I really need to break it down. I usually break it down into the breast areas as tear shapes, the pelvis area as a triangle, then the middle part more of a cylinder rectangle kind of thing, and then I break the thighs down, or the side of the hips down, in triangles as well. Yeah. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that we have this rib cage part, and it pops out. It looks like it's popping out of the sketch. I am going over the sketch I'm showing you like how it's gonna look like in whatever. YouTube, please don't please don't. But like, it's very important that the boobs, they curve like that, but it comes out like this certain way. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it very well. I also drew a little pudgy little stomach because stomachs are so cute. But like your rib cage comes out, even in bigger women, in heavier set people, and even really skinny people as well. They have that rib cage coming out. We have the side profile here. You don't really see the rib cage come out, but on the side, the back is arched in a certain way. So I usually start it with 2 beans, and I'm trying to explain on the side, like when I'm drawing it does end up like that. Here I brought back the picture of me drawing the torso, how the torso in the end looks like this, but it's broken down still in those weird curvatures of shapes. You can still see the shape even though you kind of can't see it. The collarbone also is 2 lines connected kind of thing, you know? It's very hard to explain, but I hope you understand. Next is like the lower body. Like we're gonna start at the pelvis and down to, I think, to like ankles, because I do have my own, there's an already own thought. So pretty much I have this bean idea. For some reason, it always works for me, at least, that the thighs are beans, and then the knees are beans, and then the leg is a bean. Feet, I usually just break down with the triangle or some type of trapezoid thing. As you can see, it's very unrealistic. I am not drawing in the most realistic way possible. This is just how I interpret the female body. as the legs are more of a bean shape, or how I can draw in realism, but I choose to do a little more cartoony. But the legs or the calves, for instance, on the side, the calves come out too, and so does the thigh and the butt area. Yeah, moving on to the arms. I kind of used the torso as an example, but I don't think it really worked. But arms, I think of them as beans as well. However, the second part is just like it concaves where the elbow would be. Hands wise, I have a whole segment on hands. I'm not going to talk about that. But arms, I think of them as two separate things. One part is its own curvature, and then the other part is its other curvature. Next is what you all have been waiting for, is hands. Hands are a pain in the arse. It's very hard to follow, very hard to draw. But I break down the hands in the most simplest way possible. I draw a triangle, like a house triangle, onto a like, I don't know how to explain it, onto a square. And then I just doodle the hands. I can't really explain how to draw hands very well, but like I think of the fingers as little segments, and I draw them. Yeah. I'll see I'm breaking down the hands in their own segments, but I think of that usually what I draw like on its own. But also nails make hands look way better than they actually probably are drawn. I feel like fingernails just make them look better. I don't know why or how, but I just do. Plus shading is a big thing. Try to shade the top segments to make them look more 3D-ish. Next is feet. Alright, feet is very, very, I don't know if I should do this because there are some silly people that do like feet. But feet are very important to draw as well. So right now I'm focusing on the side profile of the foot. And I think of that as like a in and out kind of thing. It looks like a slide. I think of that part as a slide. Toes wise, I draw them more in a cylinder way. I was struggling a little bit for them. But as you can see, I broke it down. Also, toenails. Very important. If you're going to draw feet, draw toenails. Because they make them look better. The more you add the details, the more details you add at some points, it looks better. Or at least for me, I like that style of nails. I love long nails on drawings. I just feel like it kind of suits it. So I just added more details. Another thing, your bone. I don't know what it's called. Ankle bone. Your ankle bone is very important. You don't have to draw it, but I like to draw the ankle bone to show 3D into the legs or feet. So I do have some ankle bone. I'm kind of shading it. This is probably one of the better drawings of it. I also break down the foot for you guys in the shapes right there. It's like a circle kind of thing. And then, not a circle kind of thing, like a triangle on the top and the side. I break everything down into triangles and circles and cylinders. I feel like it's just easier for my brain to completely to correspond. Next is how I break down the body in general over a sketch. I'm pretty sure that I don't end up using this. I might end up using this one. I don't know. But I break it down usually with, red ink. Red sketch color thing. So here's this. I break it down the body. First, usually with the head. Next, with just the body. I don't usually draw the head first. I usually just draw a circle, but whatever I drew then. How I break down the arms, the hands, and everything in shapes. Yeah. So I just traced over it because I felt lazy. But next is me really just trying to get it to understand, to correlate with it, or how, I don't know how to explain it, but I try to see my eyes from that drawing to this one. So I pretty much I don't trace it, but I look at the first one I did and I do it again. I I traced the picture and then I used the the red sketch, and then I kind of try to do the same thing and break it down in those shapes. I did end up making the torso a little too long there at the beginning, so I kind of scrunch it together. And then I had kind of a hard time a little bit with the arms. Miss Girl, what is going on with those arms? Hands wise, not too big of a deal. I never really had too bad of a instance with the hands. I do really like the sketch, so it probably will turn into an illustration one day. I really like how I did the hair. Yeah. But this is not the last sketch. I'm trying to like talk you through this, but it's it's fun. Ignore this one because I ended up not doing this one. I realized this is perspective, and I could probably talk about perspective all day. And yeah, I was going to do this perspective pose and try to explain a little bit, but I feel like I feel like that's just overwhelming to artists right now, and I honestly didn't even do it right. Like I had like the line of the face straight, but in the reference photo it's like, yeah, no. But next, this is how I break down the body just in general from just looking at a picture. So I break down usually like an hourglass shape, and then I really wanted to draw a little plus size, like a mid-sized little girl. I love drawing tummies. Okay, so I break it down in the way I usually do it. I don't always break it down in those shapes every time. I always break it down in a different way, in just a different way every time, but I still have the same idea of the shapes, right? I still have a circle for the head, I still have like the triangle for the pelvis, and the beans for the other body parts. And then I kind of keep going, and she's low-key kind of cute. I kind of like, yeah. Now, I didn't look at any reference for my next picture. This one is just me breaking down a body. I usually go with really sharp shapes at first, just to like know where it's going. I also have a line of action, which is, I will say, is not very convenient all the time, but I do need a dress like this though, so I need to buy a dress like that because that is such a cute dress. But I do like end up changing her hand a little bit because I wanted her to take a selfie of herself, you know. But breaking down the body and shapes is very important. Just like I have this girl, like, I don't know how to explain, but I mean I do know how to explain, but I feel like breaking down the body like that would work. Now this is what you guys all been waiting for, is me pretty much drawing a character. Well, maybe not drawing a character, but I really messed up this pose not messed it up, but I drew the leg wrong, so I kind of zoomed in. But I kind of start to get the hang of it. I break down the body again in the shapes, and now I'm going over it pretty much. This is Zell, or Zelly. She's one of my OCs. She's really cute. I don't really draw her very often, but she is. I wanted to draw a tummy, as you can see. I like drawing women, okay? But I ended up changing her outfit because, into like a really casual PJ outfit because I really just wanted. I'm wearing a dress right now, guys. I want to wear a t-shirt. But I still did end up breaking the body down in those simple shapes that I feel like I've said multiple times. Maybe not. But like, look at Zelly. She looks so comfy and so cute. I would fangirl over my OCs forever. Maybe the next video I'll introduce my OCs, because my OCs are all silly nilly willy. But that's it. Now you know how to draw a female body. Yippers. Anyways, this stuff makes me genuinely happy to help other people to learn and try to grow as artists. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and here are some of my socials. They're all Janae Creates, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And thank you for creating with me. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.